Hi everyone, another day, another share with Phyllis. That's me from Mad Moody Quilting Fabrics. All right, I am so excited to show you this new collection that just arrived in. Now, those of you who are members of something called the Quilt Show on the website, on the internet, they do something every year called, a block of the month every year. And every year they get a really amazing designer and they do these really beautiful quilts. And back in 2021, I did their Color My Way quilt. I am still working on it. It's actually assembled. I just have the outer border to put on, and then maybe I'll show it to you guys. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, it was a lot of fun. The last few, the corner blocks were a bit stressful for me because a lot of people who, especially here in Canada, they were changing out the Sydney Tower for maybe the CN Tower here in Toronto. And I debated doing that. And then some people was taking the Big Ben one and changing it for the Parliament Tower in Ottawa. I thought of doing that, and then I thought I really want to get this done, and I really don't have the physical time to be redrafting those corner blocks to do something different than what she's put in. Last January, in January of 2024, my husband and I went to Australia, and we spent 5 days in Sydney, and I got to see the actual tower that she has in the quilt. So I said, okay, that one I'm not changing. I've seen it. Then I debated changing the World Tower, and I thought, I'm not sure if I want to change it because that one was a very challenging one to do because of the shape, and I nailed it. I was really pleased with it. It turned out really great. The Eiffel Tower I have seen. I've been on it. I've gone to the top, and then the Big Ben and the World Tower are the only two that I have not seen or visited or anything. So hopefully in the future I will actually get to see those two buildings. Hopefully. We can only hope. But I digressed. So in this year, 2025, they have Lynn Wilder is the designer of their block of the month for this year. And everybody was buying. I have her fall collection called Hearthstone, and I still have quite a bit left, but quite a bit of the fabric has sold out, and I can't get any more. And I really want to do this quilt, but I didn't really want to do this year's quilt in the same fabrics that I'm doing another of Lynn Wilder quilts. I brought in her collection, excuse me, I brought in her collection because of a quilt that was shown with the Hearthstone called Bridal Path. And that's one that I'm doing now in the Hearthstone fabrics. So when I saw this, I kind of went, do I really want to do another quilt in the same fabrics? And I made the decision, no, I did not want to. But I did want to get the pattern, so I rejoined the quilt show for this year. It's a very minuscule amount of money, and there's lots of videos, lots of things to watch and everything. And then I started downloading, and then that's when I saw up to before I joined the quilt show, I didn't see the other colorway that they were doing. I only had seen the fall colorway, as they call it, and I didn't see their spring colorway. So I saw the spring colorway, and I started to print out the patterns for each month, and I started to look at it, and I wasn't sure about it originally, and then I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it. It's an afternoon, so I phoned my supplier, and I said, could you please let me know if this colorway is still available? And he got back to me and said, yes, it is, except for the main fabric, which is for the borders and for some of the blocks inside. They only have so much left. So I said, please order. Please just order it all. So that's what I'm going to show you today. So this is, and this is all I'm going to show you. This is the quilt with the colorway. It is absolutely a beautiful quilt. It's going to be very challenging to do. Her quilts are challenging, I have to admit. And I will show you the fabrics. I've already kitted up mine, and I had another one kitted recently in this colorway, and I'm going to show you the fabrics. This is the main fabric that's for the border and stuff. I only have enough on there to do one more kit. I'm just letting those. So don't, if you really want to do this quilt, join the quilt show and start downloading the pattern. Once the year is up, the pattern instructions get removed. The videos, I think, will stay up. But the pattern instructions will be removed, and it reverts back to the designer, and then you can get the pattern from her. But for the small amount that you pay for the membership, it's very, very doable. Very, very doable, because her patterns are not cheap. I'll tell you that. All right, so that's the first one. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to pop that there. And I'm just going to start showing you. This is the green. So this collection is called Laurel Ridge, and it's designed by Lynn Wilder, the designer of the patterns. It's her design fabrics. And then there's this pink. The pink and the greens. I call these candy colors, but they're just absolutely stunning. Then she has, I mean, look at this. Just absolutely stunning. And this yellow is so soft. It's like a butter yellow. It's not in your face yellow. You know how some yellows are really strong? This one's not as strong. And then this one is so nice. With the gray background, the soft pink, the gold, the soft, there's a gold, there's a pink, there's like a pinky, there's like two pinks, one darker than the other, there's a little bit of gold, and then there's a very soft, almost very pale to white yellow in this. It's just absolutely stunning. I don't know if you can see that, but it's super stunning. Holy moly! Holy moly! This one is a gorgeous pattern. And then there's the background. And like I say, this one I think I only have enough for one more. I will have only enough for one more kit for with this one too. So the first one that I showed you and this last one so far that I showed you will only have enough in it. I only have enough to do one more kit because it calls for this one here. It calls for 3 1/4 yards. And for this one, it calls for 3 yards. So that is I only have 4.5 meters, so yeah, yep. Hold on, let me get these back in there. All right, so now I'm going to show you the rest of them. And this one I think is really sweet. Look at the blue and pink. Isn't that gorgeous? This is so cute. Oh, cute. Really nice, really pretty. Very soft and delicate. This one you can't stare at it for too long because then you go bug eye. But I think once this gets cut up and stuff gets put on top of it, maybe, I don't know. Who knows? When you cut them up, maybe it won't be so bug eye. So pretty. And then this blue. Look at this blue. That's the only blue in here. I mean, there's blue in the flowers. There's blue in that one with the pink and blue print. And the last one I want to show you, look at this checkered. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, that is just stunning. That is just stunning. Anyways, those are the collections. That is this colorway for the quilt show quilts of Block of the Month of this year, 2025. If you're interested, do not hesitate because, like I said, there was 2 fabrics that I showed you that I might just only have enough to kit 1 more. So it's basically first come, first serve once this is. And maybe by the time this airs, there might not be anything left of those 2 fabrics. I don't know. I'm doing shows, I'm cutting stuff off and stuff. So don't hesitate. Contact me right away if you're interested. If not, and you only want some of the fabrics, that's okay too. That's perfect. So this one, look at that. So there's plenty of all the other the other fabrics. It's just those 2 that are quite low. And like I say, they are the ones that call for the most. Yeah. So that is it for today's show and share. And we'll see you next time. I do have some ideas for tutorials and some new rulers that are coming in. Last week I showed you the jumbo lazy angle ruler and the books. I might do some demoing on some of the blocks in the main book that I showed you with all the different blocks in it. Yeah, I have lots of ideas. I'm in the middle of shows right now, so I don't have a lot of time. I don't really want to set up my cameras to do tutorials right now in the middle of show period, so just bear with me. I'm doing some product videos showing you new stuff. I have lots and lots of new stuff that have been coming in pretty regular in the last 2 weeks. So I'm just now starting to show you those things. And hopefully I'll be back at in mid-June, because I know I have a show in June and I have a show in July, but I have time in between. So maybe that's when I'm going to set up and do some tutorials. So I will see you on the next share day, and have a great time and happy quilting. Bye-bye.